I was really fired up about that. Instagram looks good. And I like this little background.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all.
Little turkeys. Pam said that it's got like a filter on, makes us all look young.
I feel like it has a filter on that makes me look younger. I'm just saying, though.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
It must be my lighting, maybe. Maybe it's my lighting today. I don't know what it is. Yeah, because it's completely dark outside, and I had to turn on the actual light. It's ridiculous.
Pam and I were hanging Christmas lights yesterday.
We got our Christmas stuff up.
Mm-hmm. We don't have any trees up or anything. We just hung Christmas lights.
We got the tree up, too.
Trees are up. Lights are up outside. Our neighbors maybe hate us, but whatever.
That's all right. My lights are up, too. They're on right now. Whatever.
Yeah. As soon as I put them out, I put them on.
I'm not going to leave them in the dark.
Ours on yet. Ours are not.
No, they got to be on. If I went through the trouble of putting them up, they're on.
Is a holiday that we celebrate within the season of Christmas.
This is true. Yeah.
Season of Christmas lasts.
I am usually a turkey before tree person, but I don't have time to be a turkey before tree person with my life right now. So,
all right, good. Let's see. Yes, I do like that Instagram layout. I'm glad they fixed the little thing.
Yeah, that looks good. I like it.
We're gonna call Scott. He's getting on Expedition Everest at the beginning of the show, just for the heck of it. I hooked the phone up to the board. Just because I was supposed to call him last night and I forgot.
Steve and I actually go back down in December because just the middle of December because it's our anniversary. So
yay.
I know. So we didn't get much time to do anything we did some stuff while we were there, but it wasn't much. It was a lot of cruise stuff. And Beacon Barrel.
Yes. Did Beacon Barrel?
Obviously, that's Friday. We'll talk about that.
I did Beacon Barrel, did Jollywood.
Oh, nice.
Grand Floridian Bar. Looking back to see what it is.
That's good.
A lot of stuff. The new, at Animal Kingdom.
Zootopia.
Zoo Together. I don't know.
Zoogether.
Zoogether. That doesn't roll off the tongue.
Not even close. No.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. They could have came up with such a different name for that attraction. And they're just like, let's go with Zoogether. Because it sounds like together. It's not.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
It confuses me.
Yeah.
When I did a little thing like sailed on the Destiny, whatever.
Yeah, there's that. Whatever.
I didn't hear about that. I need intel there.
You shut up. You've sailed on the Destiny. Oh God. Not jealous at all. It's fine. Whatever.
6606. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
2803. Here we go. Wait, is my phone gonna buzz? I don't have it on Do Not Disturb, so I'm gonna call Scott. Okay, here we go. Happy Monday, Jennifer. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2803 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you, and welcome to the day where this evening is the night where all of us are going to go out clubbing and meet up with all of our college buddies as they come back in town. That's right. That's how we roll. It's the night before Thanksgiving. I know we're going to be out late. We're going to be at the club.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent. That's how we roll around the Be Our Guest podcast. Probably not.
No.
Highly doubtful. That was the old days. We're just kind of here doing a podcast with all of you. That's what we do. We're going to have a good time, though. We're thankful you're here and getting ready for Thanksgiving here in the States. Joining us for listener questions. We're not taking a knee on the week and phoning it in. We're going to have a good time. We're actually going to do something crazy here in just a second. We got Rikki here from Disney World After All.com.
Is that the crazy part?
No, it's going to get a little crazier. And the Mouse for Less, we have Rikki. Rikki, what's going on? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I am thankful for all of you. So let's just make sure we say that first of all. So all the listeners, thank you so much. And of course, you too, and Scott, and our families and things like that. So thank you to everyone. And I just want to remind everybody that we are doing the ornament exchange and the Christmas card exchange. And the deadline for that is going to be December 1st. You can find all the information on our social media. So it's everywhere. So you can find out, you'll email Florence for the cards. You'll email Michelle for the Christmas ornaments. And it's just a great time. It's a really fun thing that we do every year. And we celebrate the season with our Be Our Guest podcast family. So we're so excited to be able to do that again this year. And it's the 17th year, which is so crazy. Oh my goodness, that we're doing this. That's insane. But it's so awesome because like I have 17 ornaments on my tree. So that have come from the listeners, and it's so great. So very excited to get to do that again this year. So like I said, if you want to take part in it, please don't forget, sign up right now. Like press pause, sign up, come back, press play, listen to the rest of the podcast. But yeah, it's going to be a really great ornament exchange this year. I'm so excited about it. So.
That's right. One other thing I want to mention real quick before I get Pam in here is that we also, for the lizards, for our running lizards, we have an opportunity to get your swag, get your hoodies, get your running shirts, get all your merch. Mike Bankhead, Joe Fickus, a bunch of folks are working together on this.
Hallelujah for them. Yes.
So this is your chance. I know a lot of our lizards who are newer to the team and folks like me that have been around forever that have holy shirts. And I'm not talking religious. I'm talking
just shirts with holes in them. Yes.
They have more miles than a 71 MGB. They are old and stinky. It's time to replenish those that apparel line. Mike has done a great job with his team. Go over to the Be Our Guest Lizards Facebook page. All the information is there. Again, Be Our Guest Lizards. Great merch, wicking material for the running gear. Trust me, a lot of time was put into this.
So many options too, which is great. I mean, there's t-shirts, there's hoodies, there's 3/4 zips. I mean, there's so many fantastic options in that delightfully bright yellow color that we are known for as far as the lizards are concerned. So yeah, you're right. So much time and effort has gone into this, and we're so thankful for Mike and Joe for helping us with this. So.
Thankful for them in this.
Yes,
season.
It is very thankful. the season of Thanksgiving, we are very thankful for the two of them for this help. So
that color is called Volt.
It is.
So that is what we call it. All right. And speaking of thankful, we're thankful to have Pam Forrester back with us today. She has been out just doing all that research for us here on the show. I know it's tough.
Had to do the hard stuff, right?
She's the owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, happy to have you back. What's going on up in Pennsylvania? Did you remember how to get home?
I am happy to be back. I did remember how to get home. I have been on both coasts, on ships, land, world, universal, all of the above. So
now it sounds like you're bragging. Stop it. I'm just joking.
I'm telling you, I was the morning that we woke up to come home, I said to Steve, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to go home.
And you're never ready to come home. So that's amazing.
No, I know. Right. But yes, I think I was this time. So it was good. I was glad I did all the things, and now I get to be home for a little bit. So that's a good thing.
Glad to have you. You know what?
I'm glad to be here.
I'm going to do something a little crazy here today because let's see. One of my buddies is actively right now at Animal Kingdom, and I think I'm just going to give him a call and wish him happy Thanksgiving. Let's see here if I can do this. Why is everything so small here? I feel like let's see here. Is it under S or G? Here it is. All right. Let's hit
You're getting old there, buddy.
I know. Let's see here. Let's see if we can pull him up here. Let's go here. Here. Let's just see what he does. We'll get him in here for a
second.
Scotty G, you are on the air on Wednesday's podcast. What's going on?
Oh, that is awesome. I am actually at the Christmas tree at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park.
Nice.
Photo pass photo.
Oh, he's getting a photo taken. Oh, that's nice.
Awesome.
I've never actually seen it lit up before because, the park closes so early, but since it's sunsetting at 5:30, it's actually lit up and it's beautiful as always.
Hey, that's awesome.
So I'm gonna disconnect for just 1 second so I can take a photo with my family, if that's okay.
Yes.
Cool. That's cool. No, we want to be in the photo, but that's
no. Okay. Do not make us in the photo. Do not hold us up.
In the photo.
Just put the phone down to your side. Just keep us connected while you do the photo.
I'm gonna put it in my pocket. Real quick,
that's cool. That's cool. We'll carry on.
Oh my goodness.
We're kind of in the photo, guys.
We kind of are in the photo, and now we'll know forever when he posts that picture.
Sure.
We were there for this moment.
That's right, we will. That's right. I wonder if it's Kim. I doubt it's Kim.
It's not Kim. He would have said it's Kim. Yeah.
Said it was Kim. It's probably one of Kim's friends, though, right?
Possibly. Could be.
She may know her.
Yes.
What do we think about those little puppet animals at Animal Kingdom?
I love them. They are
too.
so cool.
Photo completed.
Yay!
I love it. I love killing time. Yes, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to drop the photo in when the episode drops.
Yes.
That's what we said. Yes.
We were virtually in the photo. So how are things? You said the crowds are picking up a little bit earlier. So maybe because of the everybody shifted, like everybody kind of read the room like you with the government shutdown and went down a little bit early this year.
That's what it feels like. So Saturday wasn't like too bad. We're at the Hollywood Studios, and then we went to Epcot, which was the last day. Can you believe that Food and Wine Festival is still happening on November 22nd?
It's so crazy. It lasts for so long. Way too long.
So long.
Opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's way too long. But it's crazy. The locals were still out though. They wanted to get those last food bites, at the food stands. But it was crazy. But we had a great time. And then yesterday on Sunday, everyone just showed up. But I don't know if you guys saw the monorail had some crazy issues yesterday with like an electrical fire. So of course that's the day we went to the Magic Kingdom, and of course we decided to park at the TTC, which we never do. We're like, let's just do it. And of course the monorail's down, so they were just crammed everyone like sardines into the ferry boats. It was wild.
But you got the story. You got the adventure of the whole thing. You were there when. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw they were towing the good. I think they were towing the good ones in. I saw them towing the green in, and I think it happened on the silver one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. But then we ended with a beautiful meal at Citrico's. Pam, the goat cheese strawberry salad.
Yes.
On the menu. Well, our best appetizer on the menu. So I had to do one of those.
So good.
This like octopus appetizer too, then filet. Just a wonderful meal. So good.
Nice.
I saw the perch.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the perch.
I was there too.
How was the perch? I was going to ask you about that of Grand Flow.
So it's kind of like what we've heard from other people, right? That have been there. Like the menu is very limited. I did do the Floridian 75. So did Liz. It was good, and I think the perch bar actually looks really pretty, but there's like maybe 8 to 10 stools. So
for that large of a space, that's not a lot at all. Yeah.
But it's kind of cool though. So they have like all the seating around there, right? So there's servers coming up to you, handing you menu, so you can just sit on a nice chair, and get served and have your drink. Sorry, the tram is by us right now, so it's getting a little loud.
we like the ambiance. That's why we called you. We want to hear the sounds. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. But I really like it. I know, Mike, you everyone knows they have a podcast group text that you started, and you like them send us updates and messages. And you did not like the carpet. I remember the refurbishment. I loved it. I thought it looked great in there.
Well, I think it has to grow on me, and I got to see it in person. Like I think you got to see it in person. I think at Christmas it'll look better. I mean, with the Christmas tree, I bet the Christmas tree makes it really pretty.
Yeah, the tree is like symmetrically like placed in there too, so it looks really awesome. So tree was great. Citrico's was awesome, and then then we went and saw Fantasmic. Like we're like doing like hardcore like art touring because we board the Disney Fantasy tomorrow. So then we can relax once we're on the ship.
You have been in the parks a ton. That's for you guys. You guys have been going hard. I love that you're on the tram. I love this. Now make sure you don't put your arms and legs outside the door, outside the tram. Well,
exactly. If I lose my hat, like no one's gonna stop the tram from my hat.
Yeah, don't jump out. So what's on the? So you're going back to French Quarter, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to French Quarter and get this. We have not seen Starlight. I think we're gonna try to see it tonight.
Oh, awesome!
Oh yeah, it's so fun.
Nice.
Good.
So I think it shows at 8 and like 10:30.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think.
That is crazy.
We might look at that. You're getting your announcements on the tram while we're on here.
I love it.
So I think we might go for the 10:30 showing, which is kind of crazy, right? Long day.
So you taking cruise line transfers over to the port tomorrow?
No, we're just gonna take our rental car.
Oh, you rental car. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so get on the fantasy. So man, so jealous. You're gonna get to go to Lookout. You're gonna go to Castaway. Does the weather look pretty good for you guys?
Weather looks great. Yeah, Castaway, Lookout, stay on the ship in Nassau. The usual for us.
I thought you were going today. I don't know why. I was thinking Monday was like your embarkation day. Then I saw the photo in the group text that you were at Epcot. I was like, wait, what? But tomorrow.
Yeah. So today was our original travel day because you got to go a day early, right?
Yeah,
yes.
But if it's also better when you go 3 days early, right?
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are balling. Yeah, all right. Well, I don't want to hold you up, but I just want to check in because I love that we got to get us all four together right before Thanksgiving because I wanted to wish you guys happy Thanksgiving and a happy birthday to Liz.
Okay, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and Mike, happy birthday! It's your turkey birthday, so have a great one. All right.
I will. You guys take care and have fun tonight and enjoy Starlight.
All right, thank you. Be Our Guest podcast is awesome. Everyone on the channel, just know Be Our Guest podcast is awesome.
That's right.
Awesome.
All right, see you. See you.
Bye, Scott.
Bye.
No further boarding.
You're done. You're out.
No further boarding.
You're out.
I just want to mess around there just because we can. I mean, that's why you buy the expensive mixer. All right, let's get to the first question of the day. So Scott's there. He's going to go see Starlight. Jacqueline has a question. Let's see here. It says not urgent. So you're up.
Oh, okay. Well, then never mind.
And that means we take it.
Hi, I love the podcast. Thanks for entertaining me on my walks while I drive my kids around. My 16-year-old son and I will be in Orlando on January 1st, driving up with a rental car after visiting the family in South Florida. So not exactly sure when we're going to get to Orlando and flying home at 8:20 p.m. on January 2nd. Of course, I want to squeeze some Disney in. So I'm thinking about staying at Pop Century for the night of January 1st. Is it worth getting a one-day park ticket or just doing non-park stuff? What can I do with my 16-year-old son? He loves good food outside of the parks. Any good ideas to share? I appreciate your guys' positivity. Thanks, Jacqueline. First of all, that's my daughter's birthday on the 2nd. She'll be 18.
Crazy.
Can you believe that? We started this podcast when she was 2 months old. I was 18. Oh my, I can't believe my youngest kid's gonna be 18. Anyway, back to Jacqueline's question. Should they go, okay, January 1st, one-day park ticket? It's going to be crazy expensive. It's going to be kind of busy, but do you seize the day? Do you go into the parks or do you kind of resort hop? And everybody likes food. What do you do? What say you two?
I mean, you can't tear me away from the parks. If I'm that close, I got to go in, right? I mean, that's just me though.
But you're an annual pass holder. If you had to buy the one-day ticket,
I am an annual pass holder.
Change your thinking.
No, I mean, I've done it before. I bought a one-day ticket before and just gone in. So I would still go. I would still do the one day. I would pick whatever his favorite park is and do that one. And let him plan the whole day. Let him be in charge of everything that you guys do. Let him choose where he wants to eat, and just kind of let him be the guide. Yeah, it'll be busy. But if you just go into it having a fun day, knowing that you're just gonna do what you can do and see what you can see and experience what you can experience, you could still have a fantastic day. I'm just saying it's gonna be a good time. So I say get the ticket.
I say get the ticket too. I mean, because here's the thing with a 60, as a parent of somebody who when they're 16, they're going to be 18 in like two minutes, and they're going to be gone out of the house. Like, dude, this could be the most epic day ever.
It could be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be off to college in like 5 minutes. Buy the ticket, have the day in the parks. Pam, do you agree?
Yes, I do. I've been there too. I've bought a ticket for a day because especially, right after they reopened, we've done it. There's something about it. And I know at times it seems a little frivolous, but I will say I have never regretted doing something kind of frivolous on vacation. I haven't. Yeah. I know. It's just like, you're just like, did I need to do that? No. But there's lots of things I'd rather cut at home than cut something like that on vacation.
Exactly.
And that's just sort of the approach I take with things like that. So I am, it's a unanimous decision from the panel.
We all agree.
Yes, we do.
Taco Bell, and that never rarely happens. Rarely happens with us.
No, it doesn't.
Three of us all on the same page.
If Mike said to do it, that it's a-okay.
Exactly. Money, but that's money well spent because you're not get that opportunity very often.
Yeah, it just is. Yes.
All right, next questions. Question about transportation. Hey, BOGP, my family of 4 is cruising out of Fort Lauderdale in February. Pam, you're just cruising out of Fort Lauderdale?
I just cruised out of Fort Lauderdale, so yeah.
It feels like it's a Pam Forster question at this point, yeah.
And I'm I'll be cruising out there for the very first time in less than 2 weeks. I'm excited. We're also going to Disney World. What is the best way to get between the two places? We plan to arrive and depart the same airport. Brightline will cost almost $700 for a round trip. Is there any way better than renting a car? Thanks.
Renting a car is the answer.
Okay, renting a car is the best way.
Renting a car is the answer. We looked into Brightline as well, and it absolutely works for some people. But if you have more than a couple people, here's the pros for Brightline. Okay. So when you get on the train, you aren't in charge of driving, right? So you can. I kind of
want to do. I still want to ride that sucker. Like I almost booked my flights to MCO.
I get it
because I love trains. Like I'm a train.
I get it, and that's a cool thing. So like you can work on the way down, or you can do this, or you can do that. But the thing is that the train has a schedule, right? So it may not align perfectly with yours, and that was actually the case for us when we got off the ship. We drove back to Orlando because I was going to Orlando for a couple of days afterwards. And that just works out. It is the most boring drive you will take in your life. It is the flattest.
100%. I've driven to Miami and it was horrible.
I have too. It was very
so flat. Like in Pennsylvania, we're always rounding a bend or going up a hill or down a hill.
Dude, not in Florida. There's always like billboards to tell you you're gonna there's gonna be like I can't even tell you what the signs will say. They're either church signs that'll steer you like where you're gonna spend eternity, or they're gonna be for everything.
Right. The only other alternative really that I want to put out there are flights from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale all the time. The issue is that you're at the mercy again of the flight schedule and your whole, that's something to consider as well for that. But although it is a boring drive, it is not a bad drive, and I wouldn't hesitate doing it. I think people often have this belief that they're going to be hit with this tremendous fee if they rent in one location and drop off at another one. For most car rental agencies, that's not the case, especially if you're a part of their loyalty program. We're Emerald members. We don't have that fee typically. So just look at that. But that's something, that's able to. And then after, what you do is you'll just rent, if you're going from Orlando down to Fort Lauderdale, just put the drop-off location as the airport, and then you're golden.
So I'm saying that I'm stealing, hijacking the question. Is it really that close? I mean, like the airport and I'm pumped about that. Like the airport and that Hilton Marina and all that it's super close, right?
They are. All the ones right there near the port are close, and there's some great hotels there in that area. We actually stayed at the Marriott Harbor Beach, and there's also Pier 66, which those are both sort of very plush locations. And the Hilton, Mike, that you're staying at, there's some great locations there to stay at, and Fort Lauderdale has some fun stuff to do. So that I think that's the fun of it. The thing that always cracks me up is, so when I was growing up, we used to go to the beach all the time on both the East and West Coast. And so my husband did not have the same experience. So each time we go to the ocean, he's sort of like a kid in a candy shop. He takes every opportunity that we can. So he's like, oh, we're going to be near the beach.
Yes.
Yes.
Fort Lauderdale. We were going to Texas Roadhouse like Saturday night. And I told Pam this night, like in 2 weeks, we'll be in Miami. She's like, Miami? I thought we were going to Fort Lauderdale. I was like, that's the same thing. It's like a suburb. She's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I got to remember to pack my white skinny jeans, not only for the cruise, but like when we go to Fort Lauderdale that Saturday night before, like we're going to have to go out to eat and watch the SEC championship game. And I'm like, I'm totally wearing my white skinny jeans. So I look like I'm on Miami Vice, like we're in the general vicinity. I gotta, like be in the Miami Vice, like dress.
Yes, we did all the things. There were walks on the beach. There were outdoor dining excuses, experiences, all of the above. So, I mean, yeah. And I love that. Like, I mean, you know, I have such fond memories of the beach. So I'm not complaining, but it always just like cracks me up whenever we get close to an ocean. So, and he is a shell hunter. Like, he's always on the hunt for like shells and stuff too. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So
that is totally Paige. All right, we got a question here. Now, pay attention to this one. This is from one of my great guests over at the Magic for Less, and I was working with her cruise, but she also had a question for the podcast. So it says, "Hey, BOGP crew, I always enjoy the podcast and value your opinions. So I would love if you would give me your thoughts. I took my partner to Disneyland for his first Disney trip of any kind over Disneyland Halloween half marathon weekend, and he loved it so much. We're going to spend 4 days at Disney World, followed by 4 days on a Disney cruise. Shout out to Mike for being an awesome travel agent. Thank you for that.
He's all right.
I try. She's up in Iowa, which is awesome. This December, he wants to do as much as possible, and our plan is to hit the parks hard and then relax on the cruise." Sounds exactly like what Scott just said. That's exactly what they're doing. "I have our schedule so packed that I'm questioning if I planned too much. We have an event planned every night, and I'm thinking of letting one go instead and I'm thinking of letting one go to instead spend the evening enjoying Wilderness Lodge where we're staying. This brings us to part one of my question. Could you please rank or tell me which of these following events you would let go?" Ooh, okay, we get to cut one. It's like a little mini Friday show. Okay, here we go. Number 1, we have tickets to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party the night before the cruise. So that one stays. So she put that in.
She's like, don't cut Mickey's Very Merry.
We're not allowed to cut the Christmas party. Okay, number 2, Fantasmic dining package with the character brunch at Hollywood and Vine. Number 3, fireworks dessert post party for Happily Ever After. 4, candlelight processional dining package for lunch for the 5:30 showing, followed by Epcot fireworks package viewing at Rose and Crown. You only live once, or 5, you only live once, so just do them all. She says, "I have been blessed to do all of these over the years, so I'm trying to make the decision based on what a first timer would like best. And also, I'm considering the Lightning Lane premiere pass at Hollywood Studios if we cancel one of our evening activities. What are your thoughts on that premiere pass? And does that change your thoughts on my first question? Thanks for all you do and sharing your passion for Disney, Jen." I'm going to leave this up to you guys. What would you do for a first timer? And I love that she's kind of thinking about giving the awesome, best experience for her first time friend. What say you? So the dessert party after Happily Ever After, candlelight processional dining package with Rose and Crown tagged on there.
So wait, she's doing candlelight processional and then she's doing a fireworks
lunch. Well, she has lunch with the candlelight processional dining package. She's
I would cut dinner
at 5:30, and then she's also doing Rose and Crown with fireworks.
I'd cut the dinner and the fireworks. I mean, you could still see the fireworks around World Showcase. So, like, I mean, I know that wasn't like, I think she's asking about both, but like, I would just cut that dinner and then I just stand and see the fireworks from around the World Showcase Lagoon. I think that's what I would cut.
Yeah, because you can still see the fireworks at Epcot pretty easily, and you're just saying Rose and Crown is maybe not one of your premier dining.
Well, not only that, but she's already eating for the candlelight processional dining package. So, like, that's 2 big meals in one day.
That's true.
So I think I'd cut that one.
Yeah, if you had to cut one, that's probably the one I would cut.
I think I would cut the Hollywood and Vine.
But you got, I mean, the thing is, you got to see candlelight processional. Like candlelight.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't 100%. Cut candlelight for sure.
You have to see candlelight. Like that is a non-negotiable at the holidays.
And I wouldn't cut the dining package for candlelight. I just cut the dining package for the fireworks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to read it. I'm looking back at it. Candlelight processional dining package for lunch for the 5:30 showing, followed by Epcot fireworks package viewing at Rose and Crown. Yeah. So make sure what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm with you. don't cut the candlelight procession dining package. If the rose and crowns tagged onto the fireworks, then I might cut that. Yeah, I'm with you, Ricky, if you're reading it that way.
Yes, that's how I'm reading it. They're two separate events.
A first timer would love premiere seating for candlelight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pam, what were you saying? Go ahead.
I think I would cut the Hollywood and Vine dining. Wasn't that one of the choices as well?
Yes. Yeah, that was
holiday dining.
Fantasmic. Yeah. Which was the second option I was looking at as well. Pam, I agree with you.
I think it's just like you can, especially if there are two Fantasmic shows that night, and that's something to think about and consider, that you can usually get into the later one without much problem at all. So, and it just gives you, time, to really sort of experience that and do, eat wherever you want to that night if you want to.
The reason I was thinking maybe keep that is because it is a character meal, and it could be kind of fun to do like a character meal with a first timer. So that was the only reason I was thinking maybe keep that one and then get rid of the if it was two separate events for that Epcot night, I would get rid of the
yeah.
But the Fantasmic was the second the second one I was thinking of for sure. I was definitely thinking about that one too.
Is the happily ever after dessert party a non-negotiable?
No, that's not negotiable.
Yeah, I agree. It's not. Otherwise, I
do not recommend.
I'm tall. Like I'm good with like I can stand in the crowd and I can take or leave the dessert.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
My problem is I'm undisciplined. When you put me in there, I've done the dessert party a few times now, and I get in there, dude, and I'm just like too many. Like I'm gonna eat too much. And
I'm over the crowds though for happily ever after. I can't. I'm.
You're a short person.
I know that's part of my problem. I can't see over anybody.
Yeah, but it's still it's unpleasant.
It is unpleasant.
It is. You're exactly right, though. Being a VIP and having that VIP area to watch fireworks, it is nice.
That's worth it for me. And I don't want to say this out loud because Disney's listening, but like literally, you could just charge me to go into that little area, and I'd be good with it. No desserts, no beers, no wine, no wedding beer, no wedding wine, as Steve calls it.
I love that. That's funny.
I didn't hit the button fast enough. Not gonna go back in it. Dang it. I didn't have my finger on the button fast enough, Pam. What are you doing?
I'm serious.
God, it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You're making me work harder. Okay, real quick, Pam, what would you say about what would you say about the premiere the premiere pass for like the studios during December? I mean, obviously that's going to be at a premium. Would you roll with that and give up? She said, do something, cancel one of those in lieu of one of those experiences, like to do that. Well, would you do that?
I'm torn on that. Honestly, if you're going to cancel one of those, I'd look at the price of the VIP experience as opposed to the premiere pass. I'm going to be honest. Okay. Especially when you're looking at the number of people how many people are there?
I think she's just going down with the first timer, I guess 2.
I feel like you get more value from the VIP experience. So anyways.
But that would be obviously make a lot more sense for more people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Dr. Fritz.
Once again, we've provided absolutely no advice.
No.
We managed to do 2,000 or whatever shows and no advice at all has been provided.
0.
We tried. The new bell. All right. The Taco Bell. All right. Let's see. We have is it incredibly urgent? Not remotely. You'll have to open to find out.
Ooh.
Piqued my curiosity. You're in. Hey, BOGP. I can't even say it. BOGP team. I've enjoyed the subject lines for emails for the question shows lately. Thought I would join in. This past May, we went on the Wonder to Alaska, and my son absolutely loved our servers, Raker and Dua. He still talks about them, and last night asked if we could print out a photo of him with them for his room. How sweet is that? I love that. Like,
so cool. I love the connection.
Hey, I've had servers on cruise lines that I still dream about. I wish they were with me still. Like, they were so good. Like, I have to cut my own steak.
I know.
To surprise him, We've booked another Wonder Cruise for next year and are hoping to have Raker and Dua again as our servers. Can we request this? What are the chances? I think they have been on the ship for about 10 years, so I'm hopeful they will still be there, but I'm not sure if you can request this kind of thing. It would mean the world to my son. We are not going to tell him until we pull up beside the boat. Thanks for all you do to bring us joy, Jenna. And Jenna's one of our lizards. She's a great friend, and she supports us over at the Magic for Less. So we appreciate that. I have good news. Pretty good news. Yes, you can request this. Now, will it happen? Possibly. It can't, obviously with requests, you can't guarantee anything, but I would request, put it on your reservation early, and then at the port, request it again, mention it again. And when you get on the ship, go to your, as soon as you get on the ship, request it again. As they, like when we got on the Magic this summer, that's my most recent cruise. They have a place where you can modify or, fix any dining issues that you might have. It was in, what's it called? It wasn't Scat Cat Lounge. It was whatever that is right there, kind of a throughway before you go into the Tiana restaurant. But go in there and just explain the situation. Exactly what this email just said. Man, we love the serving team. My kids got a picture of them in the bedroom. They were great. We want to come back, and they can probably make it happen at that point. If they're on your cruise and if they're in your they can probably put you on that rotation in their section. But it's going to take multiple steps to possibly get this done. Reservation first, at the port, and then at where they do the dining modifications is kind of step 1, 2, 3 is what I would do. Pam, is that correct? Is that what you would do?
100%. And it is like anything that's a request like this, no matter where you're at, whether you're world or land or cruise, what you want to do is definitely have a multi pronged approach to this. You want to, if when possible, make the request and ask that it be noted on your reservation. Then when you're checking in, again, of course, check in and restate this request. And this happens just with cruise line, and it also happens with world, because many times I will tell you, I'm checking in at world and I have made a room request, and I check in and the person that I'm checking in with looks at me like I have 4 heads. And she says, this room request is not on your reservation. And I say, well, it is, because the travel agent made it. And she says, well, the travel agent must not have made it. And I'm like, you're looking at her.
Yes,
she did.
I know the travel agent. That's exactly what I say, because I'm the travel agent. I know, because I did it. That's Pam. I do the same thing. I'm like,
I know. I'm like, I have the date, the time, and the person that I spoke 100%. With. I said, and then they go on to explain, well, yes, that information doesn't always download to our system. Like, okay, well then maybe you shouldn't throw the travel agent under the bus.
I feel like that scene in Star Wars, like when Obi-Wan Kenobi pops out. Of course he did. It's me.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to bust that out on him. It's me, of course.
I know. I have said to them sometimes. I said, I feel like I just got rolled over by the bus. Like the bus just rolled me over. I'm underneath it now. So, anyways, but it's just what it is. Is Disney's a big company, and the systems don't always talk well together. So anyways, just ask and ask again. And if you do it politely and with a smile, because even when I'm standing in there in front of them and they're telling me that I didn't make the request, I'm like, I did. I'm sure of it. So
pretty sure.
But anyways, if you ask nicely and ask a few times, then they will do their best. So I want to just say, I love that your child made this kind of connection with your serving team, because I think that is something that when people talk about Disney differences, not that I don't have great cruises on other cruise lines, but there is something about the cast that works for Disney. They're special, and these kind of things happen. So I love it.
And taking that to the other level, the classic ships, the Magic and the Wonder, the crew on those 2 ships tend to stay longer. They love those ships. I mean, not that the other ships, there's anything wrong with them, but those 2 classic ships,
yep,
crew loves to just stay on those ships forever. And so you get a good chance they're going to be on there for your next cruise if they're on there. There's something about those two ships. They stay.
Agreed.
All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show. So we're going to hop out of here, and we'll be back on Friday. Pam's got a lot to share. We're going to obviously talk about the Disney Destiny. Can't wait to hear about that. It's going to be fun. But she also got to do some cool stuff at World too. So tons to talk about. So
and land.
We're going to have to break this up over a couple shows. we can't do all this in one show. It's too much. It's a holiday weekend. We can't. Seriously, it's
so much.
It's too much. But maybe we'll just focus on the Destiny and do the other stuff on next Friday, but we'll see. All right. So don't forget, show's always brought to you by the Magic for Less. We're working over the weekend. Everybody's working over the weekend. We are. We're here for you. Black Friday. We're going to get you there. We're going to get you to your favorite Disney destination, whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney. We got the best deal out there for you. Free. Costs you absolutely nothing to work with us. You're going to get great little specials out there. Little booking bonuses. So come on over while you're, in that tryptophan coma, sitting on the couch. It's easy. Pull out the laptop, pull out the phone, put in a quote. We'll take care of you from there over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link because you're getting all those Black Friday specials. It supports us as you click through our link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Thank you for doing that. And you can become a patron of the show. You get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Thanks to all of our patrons who are there. We appreciate you so much. Just $5 a month. Again, support the show. We appreciate you. beourguestpodcast.com. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Everything has to be different. Don't forget social media at Be Our Guest Mike is where you'll find me on the social media. Pam's at TMFLT Pam, and Rikki's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. But again, check her out at DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and The Mouse for Less as well. We'll have a live show this Sunday night. Yes, we'll do it over the holiday weekend. Why not? Because the next week I'll be on the cruise, so we'll miss it in a couple of weeks. We'll be there this weekend, so join me for that. I think Scott might be back. So that'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Give us a call. The phone lines will be open. And join us in the clubhouse. That's where we have fun. It's the Discord server. It's a message board / live chat. Your invitation's waiting. It's there for you. beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. We'll be seeing you. Post all your pictures of your Thanksgiving plates. We'll see them. All the stuffing, turkey, cranberries. I love the cranberries that look like the can. That's how we roll here at the Rallman household. My mother-in-law brings them right out of the can. The cranberry, or what's called ocean spray. Boom. It's got the rings on it right out of the can. Boom. Because really nobody else eats them, but she takes care of me and my pie. I'll wait till you see my pies. Oh, they're so good. Tomorrow, only 24 hours. Can't wait. All right. Speaking of that, we'll have a live replay of Sunday night's live call-in show for you tomorrow. That'll be on the feed as well as you watch the big parade in New York. We have one in St. Louis too, in Chicago. All right. We're going to jump out of here. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll have a great Friday show for you as well. So for Pam, Ricky, and Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gobble, gobble. And we'll see you real soon. Save as PISODE 280. Oh, it gets so dark in here. I can't even see my keyboard.
It's so sad when it's this dark.
I know it is. I don't like it.
Edited. Kim will be working at Epcot on Thanksgiving. I love that picture of her in front of Flo's. That's one of my favorite pictures to go over Disneyland Half Marathon. They take a picture.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
That's a great spot. I got one in that same spot last year. I love it. Ooh, what did I just do? Click on that. All right, here we go. Hello, Terry. Hello. Here we go. Take that off. These people don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Don't ask no questions. Yes, that should be your goal, Sparty guy. To get your picture taken by Kim. That's a life goal. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode 2805 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Black Friday, Green Friday, Black and Gold Friday, whatever color Friday you want it to be. We're here. We love it. We're just tryptophan powered, turkey powered. Today, the best day because it's leftover day. Oh my gosh. Today's the best. I can't wait, but I got to get the ladies introduced so we can get rolling on this show. We got so much to share. Rikki is here from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and the Mouse for Less. Don't forget, I'm just going to say this so she doesn't have to repeat it. Ornament exchange, card exchange happening. Last call. You better get it going right now. Get over to the Facebook page. Get it in. You got to email Michelle or Florence, get it going. But Pam or Rikki, how was Thanksgiving? Was it great? Was it awesome? Did you have the cranberries? Did you have the pies? What's up?
So we actually drove down to Florida. So we had Thanksgiving with my mom and dad, and it was good. And now we are on our way to Epcot today for the Epcot first day of the Epcot Festival of the Holidays. It is one of our favorite days. Brian and I have made it an annual tradition now to kind of go to Epcot on the day after Thanksgiving for the Festival of the Holidays for the holiday cookie stroll. We love to do the cookie stroll every single year. There will be a vlog up on my YouTube channel. So we've already started. I've already, got my shots in the head of what I want to do. Yeah, so excited to get to do that and get to experience the Festival of the Holidays because it's such a great time of the year. Like I said, today is kickoff for it. So we're excited to do that. And then we are also staying at Universal Cabana Bay because it is Brian's birthday this weekend. And so we are, for once, going to get to celebrate his birthday in the Walt Disney World Resort. So, he wanted to stay at Cabana Bay. That's what he wanted. And so I was like, let's make it happen. So we are. So, yeah, it's going to be a really great weekend. And I'm not sure if we're doing Universal tomorrow or if we're going to do Disney tomorrow. Haven't made up our mind. Have an option to do both. So, we might pop over one and then the other. Who knows? It's going to be a really great weekend. So looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Two things. Got to get a picture with Kim because I think she's going to be taking some pictures.
Well, I hope she'll be at Epcot on the day after Thanksgiving. I know she was at Epcot on Thanksgiving. So I will not be at Epcot on Thanksgiving Day. I can tell you that. So.
Be there the next day. And, I did hear that Cabana Bay has got bowling with Santa. So
I've heard that as well. And I am very curious. Awesome. So depending on how things work, maybe we'll try that. I guess I should probably look up that. And see Kim's off on Friday. I guess I should look that up and see how I need to sign up for bowling with Santa.
You totally need to bowl with Santa. I mean, how many times you get to bowl the big man?
I know, right?
Especially during his busy season. What's Santa doing bowling this time of year? I
really need to look this up, actually. I'm going to do that now.
I guess he's not making toys like the elves are making toys.
Right. So he's got time to do some bowling.
Shouldn't he be overseeing all this business? What's he doing down there bowling?
I don't know.
It sounds like something sketch.
Yeah, it does.
That's something he should be doing in January. He should be bowling.
Well,
I don't know. If you see him, ask him about that. If you see him out there. Okay, anyway. Pam Forrest is here. She's the coder of the Magic for Less Travel star of today's show. We got so much. We're talking. Pam, we could just say you met your destiny, but everybody's been saying that. Yeah. So I didn't want to title the show that because that's what everybody's titled the show the last week. But
I know. But it is that. It does lend itself to that, doesn't it? I mean, it's right there. It's right there.
I'll try to tweak it a little bit or something.
I know. Yeah, it's been great. I've done a lot of really cool things, and the Destiny has certainly been a highlight for sure. So
let's just jump into it. I mean, it's Friday. I'll be listening maybe to a replay of the show with my homemade holiday sandwich on Wonder Bread, and it's going to be awesome. So and I'll be dreaming about this because a week from now I'll be getting ready to hop on a plane down to Lauderdale for the first time to get on the Destiny myself. And I'll be completing the Wish class trifecta, but on the Wish, Treasure, and now the Destiny. So first impressions of this ship. What would you say?
There's so much that I loved about this ship. First of all, I'm a huge Marvel fan. So the fact that we were going to get to see some heroes, like some of the ones from the Marvel universe, I think was really appealing to me. I think it was really interesting that Black Panther was sort of the one that we see right there in that the Grand Hall, right? Because we've had so many different ones over the years, and this one was really interesting to me because I think it was the first one that came from like a live action, movie, right? I mean, when you think about all the other ones that we've seen. So I was really impressed with that, and it was very cool. And I think that it was so great that this ship sort of focuses on heroes and villains, because that Grand Hall has a brand new like lighting package. And I know that we've all seen it on the Wish, right? And on the Treasure, where it's sort of, that sort of lights up. But this is even better than it was on previous ships. So I really loved how that sort of happened, that sort of really gives the whole heroes and villains thing, I think, sort of lends itself to so many different shows and interactions and character greetings and everything that you don't even have on the other shows. So my first impressions were the ship's gorgeous and it's very cool too.
So I was going to ask you, Rikki, I'm going to have you jump in here too with some questions. But my first question, again, I've never seen a Marvel movie, but I'm excited to jump in here and see this. But would you say at this point that this ship is, not in a bad way, but is more of an outlier from all the other ships because it leans more heavily into storytelling and theming than any of the others, even the Treasure? Because I love the Treasure, how they had the two characters that kind of had an overarching theme throughout the entire voyage from beginning to end. And they did interactive activities in the main hall throughout the cruise. Did they take that kind of to the next level with the Destiny sailing? I mean, would you say that?
Yeah, I think they did. I think like they learn each time they do something, sort of tweak the way they want to do it. And when I say like that there were heroes and villains, but it wasn't over the top Marvel. There just happens to be a Marvel character in the main, in that main hall. But when you think about it, like, so the restaurants are like, the Pride Land, and that sort of focuses on the Lion King. But then there's also DeVille's as one of the lounges. So there we're sort of, going into the villain thing. So I think it really invites guests who have either a hero or a villain that they really connect with to sort of find some activities that sort of lend themselves to that connection and expand on the story. I think it really does a great job with storytelling and embracing, that part of what they do so well.
It's perfect because my wife and I'll be on this, right? It's a couples cruise and she sees me as a villain 90% of the time. And, before noon, she's definitely a villain, and then she's a hero after that. Wow. She's kept me alive. I mean, for the last like 5 years, for sure. I'd be dead if it wasn't for her 100% over at least the last year. I mean, she's definitely a hero there, but man, you poke the bear before like 10 in the morning, villain. This will be interesting. Like if you got to pick your team, this will be like if we got to sit in the Scar section in the Pride Lands. I don't know how that works, but if you got to sit like in Mufasa or Scar, we might end up in Scar. Could be iffy. If they assign us a team, we might not be in Hercules. It could be iffy. Rikki, you got questions.
So one of the things I've noticed a lot about the ship is, like you said, it relies a lot, obviously, on the heroes and villains. That's the whole point of the ship, but it relies a lot on characters that you don't see a lot, especially with the idea of the fact that there's a whole Hercules show. And I love the fact that Susan Egan is the fiery godmother of the ship because, she is the voice of Meg, and Meg is one of I am Meg. Let's just be perfectly honest. If you put the two of us together, it's my personality. But it's just one of those things where I do like to see that they are bringing in some of these unique, different characters. And you mentioned it again with like Cruella, but who are some of the other unique like villains and heroes that they've kind of brought into the ship that kind of make it more special and unique?
I know there's so many, and I have a Susan Egan story. So I've had the opportunity to see Susan Egan perform a few times. And when I was out, right before I got on the Destiny, I was out at Disneyland for the Earmark Summit, which is for agency owners, and Susan Egan was the person who performed there.
Oh my gosh! So she was doing double duty.
Yeah, she was. Like, she flew across the country with me. Yeah, and so then I had the opportunity to meet her, and then also we took a few selfies, maybe an elevator selfie or two. So, anyways, she's awesome, and I was so glad. It was a surprise that she was going to be the godmother. We actually didn't know until very shortly before the naming
I love that
ceremony.
They chose her.
I do too, because she's great.
A great choice of fairy godmother, especially when you think of how heavy Hercules is incorporated into this. I mean, in multiple places. So that and that's not a franchise that Disney really leans heavily on, especially nowadays. So I'm really happy to see the fact that they are kind of leaning heavily into that character and that story on this ship, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, me too. All right, so back to the characters. So when we got on the ship, from there's a balcony that are on this class of ship, right? And Spider-Man was greeting us as we got on the ship. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, at different times we saw all kinds of different characters there. Loki was there, and he had a whole kind of performance that sort of put the grand hall, all these different lights, and he made his appearance known. So we saw tons of different characters, but I also wanted to say, just like the other ships in this class, there are different characters and movies featured in the rooms, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone was like, okay, I want this room, or I want this room, or I want this room. Well, when I walked in, the room that we had featured Raya. And I was like, whoa, Raya. Yeah. Like, that was really cool, because that was like an unknown kind of movie.
Yeah, it's definitely one that's not talked about a lot. No,
I know, right? So I love that is. Yeah, right. So I know.
That's not the one Mike will get too, because he has no idea who Raya is. Yeah,
right. But it was a fun movie, and I actually liked it.
It was a good movie.
Aquafina was in it, and so
she's great.
That was fun. So, anyways, but they also, they had little things like that. Like there was the candy store, of course, is filmed after Edna Mode.
Yeah,
and
I saw that. Right? We're all about that. Pam and I saw that both. It'd be an Edna a la Modes a lot.
Edna a la Modes.
That's fun. I love that. Let's go.
It was so good. They did such a good job with that. Just like, I felt like this ship, even more than other ships, I felt like every time I turned a corner, it was like some little unique little thing, or some little like character that I don't get to see very often, or something like this themed after a movie that I don't always get to see. Like there is a whole Megara coffee shop. You know how this class of ship has those coffee shops off the lobby, because Disney learned, one coffee shop, not quite enough.
Not enough. No.
There's kids like my daughter that has to have the 7 brew all the time. Dude, they're no dummies.
Exactly. But and then the rooms with that, and there was also a big Hero 6 room and a Hercules room, and so I was like delighted with each of these things. Right? There's art featuring the bowler hat guy from
what?
I know, right? From Meet the Robinsons. The suites are really, they're sort of really themed. There was a Brave theme to the room. So, I mean, it's like, I feel like they've done such a fantastic job of putting more characters and more movies onto the ships, but in very subtle ways. Like, it's the art, it's the name of the shop or the restaurant, it's the little details here and there along the way that really show it. It's the room theme. It's in the elevators, where one elevator has pictures of like villains, and you see Cruella and all the bad guys there, Scar and Hades. I mean, like, just the ways that they did that, I think it was really over the top. Like, I bet the Imagineers had the best time designing this ship.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
But I'm sure the guests get into that too, right? I mean, throughout the cruise, that especially like at late at night, you know what I'm saying? You come from an adult venue, you've had a drink or two, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in the elevator that's the villain's elevator. You're going to be like, oh, I'm scarred. I don't know. It seemed like that would just lend itself to just being crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds
like Cruella had a fashion show.
I heard
in the
about
lobby.
That. So wait. I have a question about that.
People,
okay,
come prepared.
How did that go? Because I mean, obviously she can't get too vicious with people, but I suspect that it got a little interesting.
Well, and she was really she loved people who were dressed very much like her. So that was the thing. I think if you want to be on the winning team, maybe looking a bit like Cruella is the way to go there. But there were people showed up in all different kinds of things. So they did a good job. But yeah, I mean, and there's like a Dr. Facilier show. And cool. I mean, there's just so many little things I think that are people. I think it's one of those ships that it's going to take a couple of times to see all the things. And I felt that way about the Wish and the Treasure too. I mean, I really did. I feel like with the bigger ship, there's a lot more opportunity to have things, that people haven't figured out or seen yet or posted about, because I that's one of the joys is I think stumbling upon these things yourself.
Yeah. And I have intentionally kind of not gone on and looked at a lot of social media on this because I want to be little unspoiled, of course, like I've seen the Haunted Mansion bar on Treasure, but I've not gone, even like your stuff. I've tried to stay a little bit away from it because I knew it was like going to come up in a few weeks. Like it wasn't, I had to wait 9 months or anything. It was going to come soon. So I've kind of tried to stay away from it to have a new experience. Like I have not seen any coverage of the Pride Lands restaurant.
That looks so amazing. Can I just say?
Because I fell in love with the Coco restaurant, but again, it was a Mexican restaurant. Hello. But that it was like they were singing my song right there. But I'll be honest, I love the Lion King movie. I used to show that to my class illegally. Probably.
The one movie Mike's actually seen. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, because the story is so good. I mean, the Circle of Life, right? I mean, it was just one of those things that it's emotional. I mean, it was a worldwide phenomenon when it came out because of the story. The story was so good. And to get a restaurant where you're going to have live entertainers and be able to see that brought to life. I mean, it's just like Festival Lion King and Animal Kingdom. It's one of the best things Walt Disney World has going on. And one of the very first dates that Pam and I went on, this is kind of little Mike in the Midwest, was we saw the Lion King, like the stage show when it came through the Fox Theater in St. Louis, with like the puppets, the big, people in suits and stuff. And we were blown away. Paige was a little girl back then, and it was just so amazing to see that brought to the stage. And I'm not a play person. I don't go see musicals, but I walked out of that theater like, wow, because of the music and stuff. And so I cannot wait to go see that meal. So were you blown away by it? Was that on par with like the Coco restaurant?
Yeah, I really couldn't believe the talent of the performers that they had and were able to get. Okay, we're on a cruise ship in the middle of an ocean.
That always blows me away.
It's moving.
I know, like in any of the shows, I'm like, dude, the talent that this thing's rocking and
100%
flipping and dancing and singing and playing instruments is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't just performers, it was musicians up there too. It was so good. It was such a great show. And the food, I think that they really paired it nicely with it. They offered us some new menu items that are not on other ships. And it is just interesting enough without being like totally crazy, right? That, families won't know what to order or won't have anything that they can eat.
Real quick, what does hyena taste like?
Oh my gosh.
They did not have any hyena. So
just wondering. That'd be on on theme.
We were glad for that. Yeah. We were really glad for that. But yes. And the other one of the other lounges, Cask and Cannon, and that's sort of the place where they also serve appetizers and things like that too, was really, themed after some fantastic, pirate stuff from Disney, but they also have great food available. And it's really a nominal charge when you're there, but lots of great stuff, lots of good bar food, lots of good bar drinks, really interesting drinks. I feel like they're taking it up a notch in terms of drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. The specialty drinks, regardless of whatever kind you're ordering, there are so many from which you can choose, and they're so creative. So I think that's definitely worth doing. But Mike, you can go there and get like fish and chips. You can get wings. You can get loaded tater tots. You can get a good burger. I mean, they have lots of good food items, fried shrimps, just stuff like that. I mean, lots of good things from which you can choose. So I think it's, definitely if there's a night that you're like, I'm not feeling this, or I've been to this restaurant or whatever, go to one of these lounges and think about getting food there too. I think it's a great option. I'm so glad that they've added that.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of in a pickle, right? Because I was trying to say, we got in on this late to book this cruise. Usually I book way out, but I want to not miss the rotational dining because I live 1923. Did not obviously want to miss the Pride Lands. Not a Marvel fan, and I've done the Marvel restaurant a few times on the other ships, so that might be an option. Because again, I'm platinum, so you get that free meal. So I, again, Mr. Frugal here. I'm like, do we go to Palo on the platinum on the Marvel night and skip that? But I mean, do I want it? Because it's going to be a different experience, and I want to have the main dining room experience to talk about on the show, just to have the experience because it's still fun. I mean, even the last time on the Treasure, it was a great time. I mean, I didn't know the trivia questions that were on the screens, but I still had a great time with the people I was sitting with Ben. I still follow the guy that was our waiter on Instagram because he did the worm down the aisle to some 80s music. It was the wildest thing I ever saw. I'm not kidding. He did the worm to the 80s music. It was the craziest thing ever. And I follow him now on Instagram. But so do I want to miss that energy? I don't know, but do I want to do Paulo maybe? And like you say, Pam, here's another thing too. I used to be fundamentally, this is so stupid looking back on it like 10 years ago, I was against spending any extra money like on food on a cruise because everything else was included. Like, why would I like buy sliders at O'Gill's when I have all this other food that's already included with my cruise fare? But when you look at the cost of the whole cruise,
right?
Who cares if I'm paying $6 for some sliders that are stinking good while I'm playing trivia? Buy the sliders, dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
And so our cruise is from, I think it's from Sunday to Thursday, right? So Monday Night Football will be on that Monday night in Caskin Cannon. So, I'm getting wings and going to watch Monday Night Football in there. That's living life. So, because that's the place where they'll have the TVs. And so, yeah, I'm going to get some wings, watch some Monday Night Football, and live my best life.
There you go. And I think that's the way you have to approach it. Like in the big scheme of things, is this where you're drawing the line? Like it's this $20 expenditure.
Exactly. But I used to be so dumb because it was just like, oh dude, I've already paid for the cruise. I'm going to milk it no, just buy the stupid thing. It's $20 out of, you're spending thousands on a cruise. Just have fun. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's, that's the way you need to go in. I think, I want to encourage people, first of all, to use the app and to make sure that you're checking for all these character interactions and these opportunities, because there are so many great characters. I think every time they release a ship, I feel like they offer even more opportunities to see characters. But in addition, on that last night, they have that, the kiss goodnight sort of ceremony where they have all these characters out there before they start that show. And then there's so many characters going on, all like they're there all around the grand hall. They're on the stage, they're on the balconies, they're on the other floors of the grand hall while all this is going on. So they're really sort of interacting so much with everybody as they're there. So don't miss that either. But I think that app, more than ever, it's good that you become familiar with it once you get on the ship. Like take a moment, sit down, and like really look and see and mark some things that you want to make sure you don't miss. You can set a reminder to make sure that you don't miss them. That it becomes really important when there's so many things going on this ship, because you can easily miss things. And I don't, there are so many different characters. I don't want you to miss someone that you really want to see.
Yeah, those reminders are so clutch on that app.
They are.
When you're having breakfast in the morning, just if you even think you have a inkling that you might want to do towel folding or 90s sitcom trivia, that's going to happen at 7:30 between dinner and the show, just heart it, because then it's going to give you a reminder at 15, 20 minutes before the event, and then you can make the call. But what's going to happen is if you don't, you're going to totally, like Pam says, you're going to have stuff going on, but at least they'll give you a buzz. Hey, it's starting in 15 minutes. You can either go or not.
Right.
That is key. Just heart everything. Not everything, but heart everything.
Everything you may be interested in.
Again, the joy for me in cruising is the small, fun little trivias and the I love those kind of things. Did you discover anything like that besides the big stuff? Was there anything you did that kind of
everything? Literally everything. It was all little stuff. There were so many little things. Like we turned the corner and there's Minnie in her superhero costume, and I was like, oh my gosh, there she is. Like, and I know we sort of had heads up on some of these things, but it was like, wow. Or getting off the ship at Castaway and seeing, the ship there at Castaway, like that was a cool thing. Or that main bar area that's sort of a multi-use thing. It is the Sanctum for Doctor Strange, which was so cool. There are drinks that are like levitating. There's just all kinds of cool things there. But one day I was there just to get some content, like was taking some pictures and videos, and they were doing like a Disney Cruise Line like magnet like coloring thing. So I was like, I'm making a magnet. I'm doing this. Like
color.
Let's make magnets. This sounds awesome.
Yes. So it was so cool. And then just checking out everything in the store. Like there were different things that I hadn't seen before. I don't know. I came away really excited about this ship because I just felt like Disney's all about storytelling, and this is connecting guests with more stories than ever before. And not just great stories, like not just good stories, not just the good heroes, but the great villains that Disney has as well. I think that is something that there's so many people that sort of are like, you know what? I actually kind of like Cruella. I think she's interesting and she does all this, or
she's gotten a bad rap.
Right. Yes, exactly. Hades, he's not so horrible. Like, we're going to just, remember that he did some funny stuff too. So I think like it's fun to like a villain, right? And I think that this gives people the opportunity to sort of live out that story regardless of who they identify with.
And that's just the precursor to, Villains Land, which, is opening up in a few years at Magic Kingdom. So like Disney's getting their feet wet with the villains on this ship, I feel like, and they're really going to use that for what they can do in the future with Villains Land too, I think. So that'll be fun.
100%. Lots of fun stuff.
Jennifer here in the Westplex of St. Charles County says she's loving the Disney Destiny talk with her Taco Bell dinner and her Disney Wish tumbler.
Nice.
Yes.
She's doing it right. That's exactly how you listen to the show live. That's why you tune in live. So let me ask you one other thing, Pam, because so they had the two characters, right? That kind of give you the kind of like host the cruise.
Yes, that host the cruise.
That part's cool.
It is, because it's like there is an ongoing story that gets built by everyone who's there on the cruise with you. And that's a really cool thing at the end. Like they talk about it at closing. They mention people by name. They get to know you, but they're great guides. They're a source of information, a source of entertainment. They're there with you while you're experiencing it, and they help you sort of experience it in the best way. And I love that. I think the way that they've done that has really helped too. I just, there are very few times I come away from a cruise being like, dang, that was really awesome. Like in a new and unusual way. But I felt that way about this. Like I wanted to turn around and get right back on because I felt like there were just so much that I wanted to explore more in depth. And I'm sure I'll be back on the show at some point, although I don't have something booked right now. Now I'm wondering if I should. Like, I find myself like looking at different cruises and doing that. So I think that that's something, you know, to do. And the other thing is, I really enjoy how they have not only the rotational dining, but like you said, Mike, if you have experienced it or just want a night when you don't have to eat at your regular time, or you don't want the sit down meal, there are other options. They have that great Marceline Market that is available before dinner that you can sort of do that. But then they also have that on deck food.
I do love that. Yes, I can get my Mexican food up and ribs. St. Louis.
Yes, exactly. They have the barbecue, they have the Mexican, of course, they have the pizza and burgers and hot dogs. So, I mean, they have that as well. So I think that there's all kinds of things that, you know, you can experience if you want to do that. I think the shows are fantastic. Hercules and Frozen and Seas the Adventure, of course, are going to be like your main shows there. But I think when you get on, before you get on the ship, sort of take a moment to think about watching some of these movies if you haven't seen them, some of the ones that have been featured, because I think it will help you make those connections with the characters and with the ship in different ways. So
I feel like that aimed at me. Okay.
Yes, you should watch a couple movies.
Okay, let's see. I've seen Lion King. I've seen the 90s movies. I haven't seen Hercules, but I know the song.
That was a 90s movie.
You should see Hercules. It's
Hercules
good.
Is good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Maybe it's like a watch the first Black Panther. Just gonna
Hercules isn't the one where he climbs the Eiffel Tower, right?
No, that's the Hunchback.
Okay, I get those all confused.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. So we've been talking a lot about adults, right? There's a lot of stuff. You know, we got all the lounges and stuff. What'd you see the kids doing? What the kids?
Oh my gosh, the kids clubs, and you get to go down the slide, right?
Nice.
I mean, how fun is that?
I don't care if I'm old and cranky.
There were plenty of adults going down there.
I'm sure there were.
I did them twice.
Yes. So you get to go down Vanellope Slide to do that. And that's very cool. They did a great job on that class of ships, really sort of making a unique and fun way for kids to enter the kids club. But don't despair, because there's all kinds of other stuff going on too. You still have the Star Wars area, which, you know, again, they did a really great job with that. You have all kinds of things going on in the kids club. It's just, I don't know how kids decide what to do, really and truly. There's just so many things to look at.
Well, and that class of ship has that hero zone, which is, it's crazy. I don't understand this, like the physics of that, because it's such an amazing area. It's gigantic when you walk in there, but it's hidden. I always forget it's there because you got to go up forward, and it's really weird to find. And then when you walk in there, it's like, wow, this is like a whole gymnasium, you know, with basketball hoops.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obstacle course, and upstairs you got the ping pong tables and air hockey. It's a great indoor venue because what they did, they solved the problem of a lot of those things on the other ships are outside. And like, it's hard to play ping pong because it's so windy outside all the time, which it's great to do that when you're in port. But as soon as that ship's moving, it's almost impossible to play ping pong because the ball's so light and the wind blows it everywhere. But in that venue, it's climate controlled. There's no wind. It's just comfortable, and they can host you. It's great. It's a great venue, but I almost think it's like it's so hidden. Nobody knows about it. I think I would guess 25% of the guests never get up into that space and see it.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true because it's sort of out of the way, exactly like you said. It's you know, there's so many, and they do fun activities there. But I know the other thing is the Marvel Academy too. That is so incredibly cool. So it is the place where you go in and you're going to want to use your band, your Magic Band Plus for this, but you create a profile and you're actually in front of a screen sort of fighting off different characters. And the guy explaining it to us said, you know, as you level up, you get access to more outfits that your character on screen will be wearing and different adventures and whatnot. And he said they have people who come in, kids who come in, and like their whole goal is to get as many of the outfits, as many of the adventures as whatever that they can. But what a cool thing. It's incredibly interactive and definitely worth checking out too.
So this is kind of the answer to the Midship Detective Agency for the Destiny kind of thing?
Sort of. It is sort of this interactive space. It's just for kids 3 to 10, so they can sort of train with Avengers, design their own
all the fun stuff. I want to win. Come on.
Well, go during the open house.
Okay, yeah. Well, I want all the outfits.
Make sure that you do it because it is really cool. Steve did it, and he fought a bunch of people as Spider-Man. That was really cool. Yeah. So loved it.
I like to collect virtual outfits,
right? Virtual outfits. Yes, Mike wants to collect them all.
Like, can I take my virtual outfits with me? Like when they boot me off, on Thursday or whenever it is, got to get off. So, did you guys do any like tastings or anything like that with friends, or anything like any seminars, stuff like that?
We did because they just didn't have them available because it was a special sailing.
That's right. You guys were on a preview. That's right.
But we did eat at Enchanté. Right? So
Enchanté. So what's that all about?
I know. So it was really
Enchanté.
It was such a fun experience. It really is. And it's a multi-course meal. I don't even remember how many courses were there, but the great thing was that the chef was actually on board, and he is a 3 Michelin star chef, has designed this menu, and it's just so incredible. Like, I can tell you all the things that we ate, but it wouldn't do it justice. And just to say that when you go there and eat, it is so many little bites of things, right? But it's like the best little bite of whatever you're eating that you've ever had in your whole life. Like, for instance, one of the courses was a scallop course, right? This scallop course, it comes out like in a sauce with some things on it, but then they pour another sauce on top of it, and there's foam on top of it and whatever. And they're telling us the best way to eat it, like the perfect bite. It's like, every bite is the perfect bite. Each one of the times each time you eat something, it is the perfect bite. And there's just something about that is so very cool. And I realize it's an additional expense, but it's not something you get to do at home. And it's one of those meals, like, you'll remember, like, this is one of the best meals I've ever had. And it really was. And the little bites of things make it so it's not quite so overwhelming, because I know that that's something that can happen. But they really do such a fantastic job. The service, the ambiance, the music, and everything that the chef prepared was just fantastic. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, Scott and I always say Scott and I agree, because we talk about cruising a lot. We're cruise nuts. And it is fun, because he was hoping there was going to be a formal night on his for Thanksgiving, and he doesn't know if there is or not. But it's fun to have that opportunity to dress up and go out and have that fancy experience when you're on a cruise, because in the real world, you don't get that very often. I mean, in my world, I hardly ever get out of a hoodie, because I work from home. I go to Taco Bell. We go to the local places, which are basically like bars and grills. Texas Roadhouse is fancy for us. I'll throw on some jeans. But it is kind of nice when you're on vacation to in our case, Palo is about as fancy as we like our food. But I mean, for us, dress up, go to Palo and get pampered and have the fancy food. But I think a cruise gives you that opportunity where it's comfortable. You're going to get amazing food. You're going to get to go to a fancy place, but the wait staff takes care of you. That even if you're, Mike from the Midwest, that they're going to read the room and not make you feel like a fish out of water, and explain the foods to you and give you something you're going to like, even if you're not used to. That's what I appreciate about Disney Cruise Line. Like, I can order stuff at Palo and I always get a good meal, even at dinner. And I don't have to worry that, I'm in a place that I'm going to order something or step on, do something wrong. I always feel comfortable at Palo on a ship, but it's fun to get dressed up, pictures and stuff like that too. Have a date night.
I think that they love walking you through like this experience. You can tell how proud they were. The chef came out a couple of times and he was just like, was everything good? And we were like, it was fantastic. fantastic. Like, it wasn't just good, it was great. And that it's fun. Like, it was fun to see how much pride he took in that food, and how much I just thought must have gone into everything that he put on that tasty menu. And the sauces, I'm telling you, the hours that it takes to prepare these sauces is incredible. So
I believe it.
Anyways, it's just it was a great meal, and just, you know, I just an overall great experience. I think just added to my experience with walking away from that ship and just being like, okay, like, this was a great ship. And there were just so many very, very cool things to see. And I haven't even talked about the things that were on other ships, like the Haunted Mansion bar and, you know, those kind of things. Again, such a great experience. But yeah.
I have to admit, like, when they were introducing the ship and everything, like, this was the ship that I was the least excited about, you know.
Agreed.
I'm not the biggest too. I'm not the biggest
right now. I've not sailed it, and this is the ship that I'm least excited for. So I'll be honest, but I'm going to sail it. So we're going to come back and talk about it, just because I don't know any of these characters. But we'll see.
I do, and I still wasn't excited about it. Yeah. Like, I was like, you know, and there are things that I'm still like a little iffy about. But after seeing and hearing about this ship a little bit more, even having not sailed on it or the Treasure yet, I still think the Treasure is going to be my favorite, you know, this class ship when I finally get on it. But, you know, the Wish keeps falling for me further and further, and I'm like, wow, you know, they really they did learn, I feel like, from the Wish, and they you know, they upped it with the Treasure. And again, I don't know that they'll have, you know, ever come anywhere close with the, you know, because the Treasure just sounds so amazing. But, you know, like I said, I wasn't excited about the Destiny. And now, like, after hearing things about the Destiny, I am excited about the Destiny. I would like to sail on the ship, even though at first I was like, if I get on it, I get on it. If I don't, I don't. And that's kind of how I feel about the Wish right now. Yes, it's a great ship. And you know, anytime I can sail, put me on a ship, I'm good. But the more I hear about it, the more I'm just like, I think the Wish just keeps falling down further and further, which is a good problem for Disney to have, because like they've made these ships so fantastic and they've upped the game as they've gone on. And it'll be I'm curious to see what they do with the next ships, because they're also still going to be of the same class. So as far as we know, so it'll be really interesting to see where they go from here as well. So, although I will admit the Adventure, which, you know, is the one sailing out of Singapore, is the most interesting to me out of all of them. But that's because that was just not a ship that anybody ever expected.
An outlier, right? Yeah,
it's totally an outlier, exactly, and that's why it's interesting to me, just that ship. But you know, the Destiny, I mean, everything that I've seen about it has me more and more hyped for this ship. So I feel like that's a really, really good thing. So I think that people who maybe have been like me were on the fence a little bit about the Destiny, I think you better hop that fence. I think you better get on board, and I think you better get on board this ship, because I think you're really going to like it.
That's super well said, because that's kind of where I was too. And it's kind of, you know, I fell in love hard with the Treasure. I love the Treasure.
I do think that's going to be my favorite out of this class right now.
Because it's got a lot of theme park connections to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm excited. Pam's got me excited for the Destiny, and like, I'm going with an open mind, and I can't wait to see it. I think I'm a great test case for it, because for somebody that doesn't know the IP, like, but I'm still open to all the like fun of all the characters and all the story. So I can't wait to do that. So final question for you, Pam, as we wrap this. So let me ask you this as we wrap this. Okay. If somebody wants to go on, the question is, who's the Destiny for? Like, because this is the most themed ship, you know, like if you're just a Disney fan, is it best you take your first cruise on kind of, I don't know, would you say like a general Disneyland cruise ship, like a fantasy or a dream that's kind of more down the middle, like a classic ship, like the Dream of the Wonder or the Magic of the Wonder? Are you looking at destination? Like, there's so many, you know, it used to be so easy when there were 4 ships or 2 ships. Now there's just, it's so specific to destination, islands. You got 2 private islands instead of 1. You got, you know, these different classes of ships. What are your considerations here, especially now with the Destiny?
I know it's so hard, because there are some new ships that are coming that are going to be smaller in size too. than this class of ship. So
it's a good thing. Some people
it
see it
is
smaller and they think, oh, why? But that's a good thing.
I agree. So for me, when I'm looking at, I know I want to take my family on a Disney cruise, right? I'm going to look at the itinerary first. I honest to God am. And I will look at when my family can cruise. Because I know if there are certain times that only, that certain people can cruise, some people don't have the luxury of being cruising all year long. So that becomes specific. And then I'm going to look at the itinerary and where I can sail from. And I think that's where you sort of have to start your process in looking through to see what that is. Think about how many nights you want to go. Are you looking for like a 3 or 4 night, or are you looking for a 5, 6, 7, or even a longer cruise? That's something that you're going to want to look at. Where can you sail from? Because now Disney is sailing from a lot of different places. And not only do they have a home port at Port Canaveral, they also have one at Fort Lauderdale. Like, that's a Disney terminal. Mm-hmm. It is just like its Port Canaveral home port. It has, not just like, but I'm saying it's a home port, just like Port Canaveral is. And that, I think that sometimes makes a difference. But in addition, Disney's sailing from Southern California at different times. They're sailing to Alaska at different times. They're sailing over in Europe during the summer. So there's so many different
and out of Texas too, for folks.
And yes, our Texas people, and we have a lot of Texas agents, are going to love that they have the option of Disney Cruise Line sailing out of Galveston at certain points. So that is all the things that you're sort of going to want to take stock of. And I can't say that absolutely one Disney Cruise Line ship is better than another. They are different. And they're different for a reason. And you will find people who love the classic ships as much as like the Dream and the Fantasy, as much as people like the newer ships. So it really is so varied. But start with the itinerary and where you're going to sail from and the number of nights. And then you narrow from there.
That's great advice, man. That's common sense approach. You got to go when you can go and how long you can go. That kind of narrows it down right off the bat. But the cool thing is it's like a nice little library at this point. You get to see the different varieties even within a class, because the Wish to the Destiny to the Treasure, they all tell a different story. Just think of the most thematic restaurant. You get the Frozen story, you get the Coco story, you get the Lion King story, so you can go within the class and get 3 different experiences with the same layout of the ship. The staterooms are going to be different thematically. You're going to get the hosted story throughout the adventure of the cruise. It's kind of fun, and then you can get more of a general cruise experience on the Fantasy and the Dream. And then I love the classic ships. I fell in love with the Magic again this summer. I love the adult area on the Magic was undefeated. So you're right.
It's a great time to be a Disney Cruise Line fan, because the world is sort of your oyster at this point.
It is so good. It's so good. You just can't really go wrong, because they all have these advantages to each ship. So it's so fun. Well, Pam, thanks for sharing that. We'll get to the world stuff and the Disneyland stuff here right away. But just want to Destiny it's due, because we got a lot of folks. I can tell you, I have a lot of guests getting ready to sail the Destiny soon, and so I want to get them amped up.
We got to get them the information.
That's right. All right. Well, hey, happy weekend, everybody. Hope you're enjoying this holiday weekend here in the States and eating all the leftovers. And there you go for all of our friends sailing the Destiny. Let's go. And I'll give you some coverage here in a couple weeks as well. So don't forget, if you want to sail the Destiny, any of the Disney Cruise Line ships, best part, you can book with the Magic for less. Costs you exactly the same as booking with Disney Cruise Line. But here's the kicker. You're going to get a nice onboard credit that spends just like cash during your cruise. You can use that to book some tastings or spa appointments. You want to get a nice massage during your cruise. You could use it for merchandise during your sailing, but just don't use it for your gratuities. I'll find it. You can, but just don't tell me. You can use it for whatever you want. But we'll take care of you. We appreciate your business. And during this season of Thanksgiving, again, I want to thank all of my guests throughout the year for using our small business, for supporting the podcast by booking with the Magic for Less. It is appreciated every trip. Definitely appreciate it. So thank you so very much for that. You can book your next trip with us over at themagicforless.com. We're standing by. Don't forget, you can also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's Black Friday. could click through those deals and support the show at the same time. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you. You can support us just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this weekend. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can follow us on the social media at BeOurGuestMike is where you'll find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. You can follow Pam at TMFLTPam in those same places. And you can follow Rikki at Rikki Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Make sure you follow her because she's down in Central Florida right now. And don't forget DisneyWorldAfterAll.com for all the coverage there. Don't forget live show this Sunday night. That'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. You can call in. We'll be talking Disney with you. Phone lines will be open. And join the clubhouse. That's where we have about 1,700 of our listeners hanging out 24/7, 365, talking Disney, talking life, having a great time. Your invitation's waiting at BeOurGuestPodcast.com/clubhouse. And if you're a lizard, get over to the Lizards page because the merch is live. Get your order in for the merch, your shirts, your hoodies, everything you need is live. Thanks to Mike Bankhead. All right. We're jumping out of here. Have a great weekend. We'll be back again on Monday with a great trip report show and Sunday night for the live call-in show. But until then, for Rikki and Pam and Scott, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Tips, no tips. Got to pay your tips, but not with the onboard credit. I'll find you.
I will probably not be here next Monday because it's the beginning of the month, and I can guarantee Brian will be working. So just a heads up.
I'll be here.
Okay. I always forget the beginning of the month is the end of the month.
I know. Right.
But on one of these, I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That's
It's not a thing. It's a accountant thing.
It is. Yeah.
Tell Brian happy birthday.
I will. Yes.
Happy birthday to him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I will see you guys. You guys have a good happy Thanksgiving. Tell everybody.
Yes. Have a
Happy
great
birthday to you.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? Crazy.
All right.
All right. I'll see you
Okay.
guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. See you guys.